What up, bitches? It's a misanthropic one, aka he who hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. So I heard a rumor, or I read it on what the fuck's the name of the site? I think it's comicbook.com. They're toying with the idea of a transgender Spider-Man. Look, I've already done a video on why social justice and comic books don't mix, okay? I guess you could consider this a part 2 to that. I don't believe in virtue signaling or any of that bullshit. And look, let me preface this video again. I got to keep doing this because I know a lot of y'all are weak as fuck, and a lot of you are led by emotion. So let me say this: I don't have anything against transgenders, gay people, the LBTGQ. XYZ. I don't have anything against these guys. I wish them nothing but happiness in their life. I don't want to see any harm come to them based off of who they are or how they're born or who they choose to be or whatever the case may be. Look, I don't have any fucking issue with that. What I have an issue with is the fact that you're taking a pulp culture icon, a piece of Americana, and something that's already established. And I've talked about this in older videos. One thing that I can't stand is you want to take Spider-Man, someone who the world knows as motherfucking Peter Parker, white dude from Forest Hill, Queens, that you know, gets bitten by the radioactive spider. The spider gets bombarded with radioactive energy, and then he gains the proportional strength of a spider. Spider senses the agility, whatever. You know, you want to change that up and make him, or make Spider-Man himself, a transgender character. You know, or make another Spider-Man transgender. Look, I've said this again in older videos, create your own character. This has nothing to do with me hating transsexuals or anybody like that. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. So please, I'm going to explain it to you, because it's much more better for someone to create a hero with a compelling story that the person just happens to be a transgender person. Once you preface it with, oh look, it's a transgender Spider-Man, people aren't going to want to fuck with that. Certain people, you know, their beliefs are like, look, I don't want nothing to happen to him, I just ain't fucking with him. I'm not gonna buy that comic. Now, to me personally, if it's a compelling story and the motherfucker happens to be transgender, great. You know, that'll be fucking great. That'll be awesome. You know, but this whole shit with virtue signaling, I mean, look at Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics itself, they are losing so many fucking fans. So many fucking fans, and they're losing so many sales, because what they're doing is they're trying to please a minority who don't really consume comics like that. I mean, look, don't tell me, yeah, well, there's gay people that buy. I understand that, but not as a whole. You know what I mean? Come on, drive, motherfucker. Not as a collective, I should say. And you're just alienating your fan base. I want to shout out a couple of channels, 3 in particular that I'm subscribed to, because they handle these issues with extreme force. I love these guys. One is Diversity in Comics. He's got a great channel. His subs are going up day by day because he's covering and exposing all of this bullshit that Marvel Comics is up to. Another one is Captain Cummings. He's great. And then there's a third one, Micah Curtis, M-I-C-A-H Curtis. These three dudes, and then there's another one too. I Love Comics is another one, and I believe there's one more. So that's 4 that I told you. I forget who the 5th one is. But these guys, they're out there exposing all this social justice crap. Marvel is virtue signaling by hiring people that don't really adore these characters, don't know nothing about these characters and their character development, don't know nothing about the mythos at all, but Marvel is essentially doing what Google's doing by saying that they want to show that they're a diverse company and hire all these women and bisexuals and gays and lesbians and XYZs and Black Lives Matter writers and all this shit. To me, that's much more racist and homophobic and all that stuff when you're pretending or you have a push. And mind you, these guys aren't even great storytellers or anything. The stories aren't good. Yet Marvel's hiring them on the back of, see, look, we're good people. Let me tell you something. Marvel Comics, I'm so glad that I stopped buying Marvel Comics. After a while, the only thing I buy now are the Marvel fact files because I love reading about the stats and the backstories. They're like little cliff notes, if you will, of characters and stories. I like collecting that. But as for comics, I'll tell you, I stopped after Spider-Man, the One More Day storyline, after Civil War, when Spider-Man took his mask off in front of the world on CNN and NBC and all that shit, and the world figured out who he was. That was Marvel's biggest fucking mistake. I was done after that. Spider-Man's my number 1 superhero, by the way. Shout out to Truth Teller, because he wanted me to do a top 10, my top 10 superhero list. He's my number 1, but I've said that before on my channel. But yeah, that's when I felt that Marvel fucked up. But they're really fucking up now by hiring these no talent storytellers, people that just want to push a far left agenda and not tell a good goddamn story. Everything's being politicized now. I mean, look at sports, ESPN. I mean, ESPN is a fucking joke. It's just a far left a circle jerk. I mean, you see what's going on with the NBA and NFL. I'm not even going to go into that right now. I just wanted to make this video about Spider-Man possibly becoming transgender. I talked about this on Facebook. I got a little bit of a kickback, just very little negative, but people saw what I was talking about. I even had one transgender person come and comment and say, you know what, I see where you're coming from. I understand both sides of the play. And see, that goes to attest to the fact that I always talk about, look, you could disagree with me or whatever, and let's just have a dialogue. And if you don't agree, that's cool. If you do, great. And then we just go apart, go our separate ways. This person, I actually ended up telling him, I'll just say him, because I don't know what he or she wants to be referred to as, but I told him, listen, you'll be safe, because he was talking about reading, that he only reads older comics. I said, dude, stay in pre-2008. Don't go past 2008, because that's when Marvel Comics started being funny to me. Yeah, but I want to shout out those channels real quick. Diversity in Comics, Micah Curtis, Captain Cummings, I Love Comics. They do a real good job exposing a lot of this shit that that Marvel Comics is doing right now. They're so fucking up Marvel's ass in a good way, and with their exposure of the bullshit, that these writers are getting so pissed that they're actually coming at them. They're starting to supposedly now you have Comicsgate. It started now. Comicsgate, the name is referring to, like, you know, every scandal. You know, you have Watergate, obviously, Pizzagate. You had Gamergate, which was the big one a couple years back, but now you have Comicsgate, which has to do with all this fake diversity and shit like that, and there's real Marvel staff that are going at these guys, and I support all these YouTube channels that are exposing that bullshit. I support them 100%. So shout out to them. If you go to their channels, tell them that the Misanthropic One sent you. Yeah, what do you think, guys? I'm all dappered out. My best friend's gonna take me. He's taking me out for a belated birthday dinner or whatever. But right now, I'm about to go see my grandmother real quick. I know I got some more hip hop shit to review for you. I'm currently listening to Macklemore's latest album, Gemini, so look out for that review, okay? And quick video. That's it, all right? Everybody else, y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of us subscribe, all right? Peace, bitches.